My name is Martin Franklin, head teacher in Morriston Comprehensive School. Morriston is a school serving the sort of northeastern part of Swansea. We always class ourselves as very much a true comprehensive school. We've children who come from areas of quite high deprivation, and I think we've got children of all sorts of abilities here as well. But I think back in late 2020, we fully appreciated that we hadn't made sufficient progress in our sort of journey for Curriculum for Wales. We took the decision then to appoint what we called at the time Curriculum for Wales champion, who would sort of fast track our approach to Curriculum for Wales in Morriston. They've worked with, given them sort of really useful periods of time to work with department leaders as well, not just for the odd hour, but by taking staff off timetable for a day to work on Curriculum for Wales themes with the 3 members of staff as well, and that certainly fast-tracked our approach. What I would say is that we've retained our department structure as well, so we've still got our heads of history, geography, science, technology, etc., but they work under AOLEs together, and we found that a far more effective approach for us, because in my mind I've now got 3 people in humanities, for instance, working together on Curriculum for Wales.
I think, personally speaking, I find the challenge of Curriculum for Wales is massive. There's reams of policy that practitioners and leadership need to have due regard for, and then it's about translating that into practice. What is the action actually going to look like by the time you've synthesised and understood the aims and aspirations of Curriculum for Wales guidance, which I think everybody agrees with, but it's a case of how do we actually put that idea into practice. So I settled on the idea of Cotter's change management model, which is 8 different stages of affecting change. Starting with creating this sense of urgency, forming the sort of team that will drive the change, creating that vision, communicating the vision, and then moving through to empowering action. But what we found is that model in particular has been really helpful in understanding what steps we need to take next as a leadership team. So we took a long time to sort of understand our starting point, and then it was a case of developing a vision. What that looked like was taking the local intentions, which, as you may have noticed as you come into the school, inspire, engage, achieve is the sort of right at the core of business here at Morriston. We then set that against the national purposes to be ambitious, capable, ethical, informed, and we built our curriculum vision around the intersection between those 2 points.
What we've also tried to do in terms of curriculum change is make it as personal as possible. We've taken department leaders off timetable for whole days, where we've tried to coach and mentor them through some of the things that we've understood with the time we've been allowed, so they have a better understanding of curriculum development and also more confidence in order to bring about that change and act upon that change within their departments and within their classroom, which is what this is all about, really, affecting change within the classroom and to the pupils themselves.
So we wanted to involve our staff in sort of thinking about the intentions and the purposes, and that's where we very rudimentally laid out a series of A3 papers in an inset situation, put colleagues together in various groups across various areas of learning experience, various subject disciplines, various levels of experience within their own practice, to ask them, well, when we say inspire a love of learning and we think about perhaps ethical informed citizens, what does that look like? What do we currently do? What might we like to do? What are our aspirations? What do we actually want to stop doing because it doesn't really fit in with our local intentions and our national purposes? And we've used the Welsh Government definition that curriculum is everything the learner experiences, and that has been a real driving force, I think, in changing hearts and minds within the school, that whatever we talk about as a team, as teachers, as learners, as leadership, as governing body, it all comes back down to curriculum, because that is the experience of the child in pursuit of those 4 purposes. We were aware of the challenges practitioners faced in terms of they are still teaching, they are still working towards GCSEs and external exams with A-levels. So we didn't want to overload them with all of the information in one go. We tried to drip feed that kind of the need to know now, and this is the action we need from you. This is the next piece of information, digest it, we'll revisit it next week, and now this is the action. But we felt that rather than having just solely relying on sort of 1 hour a week over a period of time to think about things, it was more beneficial to bring colleagues together together for an extended period of time, which we did over the course of a whole day, to just get them to think about and sort of maybe go down a route and then come back, because that's our experience at least of curriculum design. You have a great idea, you pursue it so far, and then you realise, oh, actually, in practice, that's not going to work, so we have to backtrack. And we wanted to provide department leaders, because they're going to be the driving force of this curriculum change, with the same opportunity.